Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate all your support. Of course, hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the night team. We have got to talk a little bit about the Phoenix Mercury and DeWanna Bonner because I find this really, really interesting. So we're going to talk about whether the league is actually going to do something or not. We have the head coach. I'm sorry. Yeah, the head coach. I was also going to say the GM, but the head coach of the Phoenix Mercury. He's got some interesting words about DeWanna Bonner and how she got to Phoenix.
And luckily, the last two off seasons, we've tried to get DB to come back to Phoenix, and so we've been able to build a relationship a little bit. Unfortunately, she didn't pick us twice. Third time is a charm. I think AT helped in that a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I just wanting her to end her run, however it's going to end, right? I mean, what a story for her to come back after playing here for 10 years. And you never know for sure how it's going to work, right? But we knew that we needed to add another veteran to our group for these situations. Obviously, you talked about it. We've had our rookies step up, but I mean, it amazes me when I re-listen to the games and all the things that she's done in the playoffs, the number of games, the threes, the points. I mean, it's she's one of the greatest playoff players ever, right? And so we would not be sitting here for a lot of reasons without her. Game 4 in Minnesota, hitting those 3 big threes. She couldn't hit a shot the first 3 games, and the bright lights don't scare her. And we're very lucky to have her.
Wow. Did you catch all that? I mean, outside of the praise, third time's a charm. They've been pursuing her. Mentioned twice that Alyssa Thomas helped out with that. Now, as we all know, and I want to just point, I want to go to this first one. Shout out to the crazy drunk Canuck. Went after her but couldn't afford her, so concocted a plan to have her arrive mid-season on a vet minimum. You know it, I know it, everyone knows it. Yeah, that seems to be the way a lot of people are seeing it now. That not only was it, I mean, I first think the first one was a lot of people were like, oh, she got to Indiana. And then, of course, talked about the being loved and all that stuff to make people feel bad for her when a lot of people felt, oh, the reality was she got there. She couldn't play. She didn't play well. She couldn't compete. She lost her starting job to Lexi Hull. So she threw a hissy fit and forced her way out. And that makes DeWanna Bonner look all kinds of terrible. That being said, the other option that's growing, apologies again for the voice. Anyway, the next thing that's growing as a possibility is exactly this. And this is what Nate makes it sound like. They wanted her in Phoenix. She wanted to be in Phoenix. The money wasn't going to work out. But with the way the WNBA works out in terms of as season goes along and games happen and that money comes off the cap and all of that, they're like, oh, well, at this point, we'll be able to get you this amount of money. You're going to get so much from Indy for while you're there. So what you do is you just go to Indy, pretend that's who you're signing with, pretend you're happy with it, do your thing. We'll come up with a reason or excuse as to why you're unhappy and want to be traded once we have the money to bring you to Phoenix. And then you come to Phoenix. Because as I've shown in other videos, the things DeWanna Bonner has said about why she was unhappy in Indy and about why she's so happy in Phoenix about the love and the support and all that is a complete and total lie. Complete and total lie. Read my lips. Complete and total lie. She was fully embraced by the Indiana Fever fans. She was loved by the Indiana Fever fans. I did that clip about when she got when Caitlin Clark made sure she was going to get that third all time on the list, and she made those free throws, and the crowd went absolutely wild. People were buying her jerseys, asking for her autograph, and all and all, on and on and on. So here's the point that I'm getting to. I'm calling on the WNBA, Kathy Engelbert. I'm calling on you. I'm calling on the WNBA to launch an investigation into the Phoenix Mercury. We've had investigations before, right? There were issues with what the Las Vegas Aces were doing in order to pay players with the whole Chamber of Commerce and so forth. And there were issues in New York as well. And I'm not saying those were true, although it looks like the Aces thing is true, but I don't think they're doing anything about it. My point being, this wouldn't be unprecedented just based on what we do know, especially considering the fact that they didn't launch an investigation into the Indiana Fever fans off a complete and total lie with no proof whatsoever. Remember game one? Remember Angel Reese? And then you had players like Alyssa Thomas and others saying, oh, yeah, I support Angel Reese, of course, because those fans are is. They're horrible. They're bigots. They're terrible. Angel Reese knows nothing was said, but she also played into it and lied. And the WNBA launched a huge investigation into the Indiana Fever based on a complete and total lie for which they have no proof. This far, far more serious than a fan hurting a player's feelings by the words that they use. So, WNBA, again, you've done a lot of things to make it seem as if you were not a professional sports organization. Here is an opportunity to change that. Here is an opportunity to change that. What I want you to do is launch an investigation, look into communications, get Alyssa to, I don't care if you have to find a way to get phone records and all that. What are the conversations Alyssa Thomas had with DeWanna Bonner? What are the conversations the Phoenix Mercury had with Alyssa Thomas? Because there's the key, right? You know that the Phoenix Mercury, once DeWanna Bonner was signed, the Phoenix Mercury wasn't going to be like contacting her and calling her up on the phone and be like, here's what I want you to do. No, no, no. They just have conversations with Alyssa Thomas. And then Alyssa Thomas has conversations with DeWanna Bonner. And then they come up with a way and a reason to be out of Indy. And remember, let's not forget, I think this is really important because it's so disgusting. DeWanna Bonner, and I don't know if anyone in the Fever was involved. I mean, if anyone should have known this was a possibility, it was Stephanie White. So she's still on shaky ground for me with this, with the DeWanna Bonner thing, having been her coach. But coming up with that, oh, she's away for personal reasons, and it being alluded to that a lot of people thought that it was a family health issue. We never did find out about White's, by the way, either. But anyway, for DeWanna Bonner to do that and for the fans to give her this outpouring of love and support, they're praying for her and they hope everything's okay and they want her to come back and all of that. That's some disgusting stuff, right? Like that's talk about emotional manipulation. That is absolutely disgusting. So anyway, I want to wrap this up, but again, calling on you, WNBA, you, Kathy Engelbert, you need to investigate the Phoenix Mercury for some sort of tampering. And then if you find proof, you find that they have to be punished. That's just the way it is if you want to be respected. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you checking out this video. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Go have the day you deserve.